Howdy. Got a new project to work on. I haven't done a lot of videos lately. Figured got something interesting, and people on my channel probably know way more about this stuff than I do. So I've been doing a little bit, trying to learn machining. I have a jet mill drill on the other side of my garage. You can't see right now. That I picked up in the spring, and I've been looking for a lathe and found one finally. This is a South Bend. I got it plated over here. 9, which is a very common one, with a 4.5 foot bed. It is the B model. It has a gearbox. Doesn't not the A gearbox, and I'm not exactly specific as to. I know the A gearbox has 2 controls, but I don't understand exactly what they do. The ones that came up locally that were A's were really expensive for what I wanted to spend. But this one here, I was able to get fairly inexpensively. But it came like this. And I understand how everything goes back together. I've watched enough videos on these things. I've been looking for a South Bend for a while. So I understand how it goes back together. It's not all that complicated. I did take the gearbox. It came with the head cross table, all removed already. The tailstock was removed already, and the gearbox was attached to the worm lead screw. So I took the lead screw off, because when I got it home and looked at the gearbox on the inside, all the gears look like they're in really good shape. And I'll bring you up close to show you what it looks like on the inside. There's a lot of grease in here. So someone had used grease as opposed to the proper lubricant on the gearbox over the years. And I am going to remove the grease. And I already ordered the proper lubricants for it. There's a kit I found on eBay, that because I didn't want to buy a gallon of everything, which is $35 each. And there's 4 different types of fluid that go into this thing. So it's $150 in fluid. I didn't want to buy $150 worth of fluid right off the bat. So instead I got a kit that gives me the 4 like liter containers, which should do me for a while. I also ordered a new felt kit, because I'm going to take everything apart and put new felts in everywhere I can. It came with taper attachment, which is not pictured. I have off to the side. It's belt drive. I have the motor down below. I need to extend my bench out. I really didn't think it was as deep with the motor, and I can mount the motor above if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to make this bench another foot wider. And this is my garage. I never parked a car in here. Hasn't been a car in here in years, so I don't have to worry about that. But I can put to make the bench a foot longer. And it's a bit high for a lathe. Everyone wants them down here. But I'll make do. I'm not going to lower my bench. Too much of a pain in the neck. As I said, it came with a taper attachment. Came with a mill attachment, which I have over here. And it looks like this is something maybe somebody made. I don't know if it's got welding on the top and the bottom, so I don't know if it's original or not. But I can also use this on my jet lathe for doing gear cutting. If I attach a piece here vertically and hook up a gear cutter on my lathe or my mill, I can cut gears, which is kind of cool. And it came with a 4-jaw chuck, but no 3-jaw chuck. So I'll probably be looking for a couple other chucks. There's a guy who's got some locally. He's got 4 different chucks. I don't know if they're all for this. I think they might be for a 10. I'm not sure how compatible they are between them. But he did have a 3-jaw, and I think with a 9. He also had a plate. I don't have a plate either. I don't know a lot about lathes and all this stuff. I spent most of my time watching YouTube to learn. I am not going to do a full restoration. I am going to do a physical cleaning up. I want to get all this degreased and then put back together and start using it. And then over time, I'll figure out what needs to pay attention to, and I'll fix that part. I don't want to make it look brand new. It's 85 years old. Shouldn't look brand new. I do know, like, I have a bit of play, and I don't know how to get rid of that yet. I got almost a half turn on that particular knob, which to me probably seems excessive. But a quarter turn on this one. I don't know how much is normal or how to fix that yet, so I'll be looking into that. I'm going to bring you up close. My camera's on a tripod. I'll bring it up to show you the gearbox and show you why. Originally I was going to put it all back together, but when I saw the gearbox, the amount of grease caked in here, I decided I would clean it up. So here's the inside of that gearbox. Let me zoom in, pan the camera over, hold on. And you can see what I'm talking about. So like I said, it was obvious that someone's used grease as opposed to the proper lubricants. You can see it right here. That's all grease. It comes out. There's grease. All the gears are greased up. So that was what, here's I took the lead screw off. Here's the gear on the end of the lead screw. And let me bring it back so you can focus. And you can see the grease on that as well. It's not a big deal to clean up. And this is an exceptionally well documented model. Yeah, this is like the Model T of lathes. There were a million of them. Unlike the Model T, you know, they're still running in shops all around the world. This particular model, the 9, is very popular for home users. I actually had the ability to get a free jet lathe, but it was 12 feet long and weighed 4,000 pounds. And I don't have room for that in my garage. Not if I want to actually use it. So yeah, like I said, I've been looking for one of these for a while, and I had watched this one on Craigslist for about a month. The guy just wanted to get rid of it before winter because he needed to move stuff inside, and was willing to go down. And people are going to ask, so I'll tell you now, it was $500. And I don't know if that's high or low, but for around here, for what I see these listed for, that's low. But $1,000 would be average for this area. For an A model, 1,000 to 1,500. You can't touch them for less than that around here. At least you can't find them. They might be for sale, but I haven't seen any online on Craigslist, which is where I'm searching. So it's going to take me a while to get this thing together. I'm probably going to assemble everything and then take things off one at a time. So I'll work on the tailstock. Looks like it'll be pretty easy. I'll probably do that first. Then I will get this gearbox done because the gearbox looks bad to me. Let me move, by the way. It also came with a whole bunch of pieces of carbide, some centering tips, a bunch of stuff inside of this plastic container I just moved out of the way. What else? It came with a wood turning attachment. I will probably sell that on eBay because I am not going to use this for wood. It just seems like it would be a pain in the neck to keep it clean if I'm covering it in sawdust. If I wanted a wood lathe, I'd buy a wood lathe, which would be a lot less expensive. As I looked up the serial number, it was 1933, Depression era, and motor still works, belt drive still works, and he gave me a modern belt. I'm going to continue to use the leather probably because it just seems like it's easier, and again, the Amish make me new leather belts. They have a lot of leather belts at their places. Let me pan over and I'll show you the other stuff here. The nameplate came locally from a place in Buffalo. That was the distributor at least. J.L. Osgood, Mackey and Tool Co. And here's the nameplate. Let's focus in on that a bit better. Here we go. 9-inch, 4.5 foot bed, and the model, the catalog number, I think it's 480. What is it? RB. Let me take a little extra light on that. Hold on. Yeah, RB, I think. Yeah, like I said, they're fairly common pieces of machinery. Go back over the headstock. Focus in on that. Like I said, this is just an overview and showing a new project because I haven't uploaded a lot of videos lately. And I'm positive there's people who watch my channel who are into this stuff, and probably as I'm working on it, could probably give me some advice because I'm not, I'm mechanically inclined, but I don't know anything about lathes. I know the ways on this thing were very, very clean, which is one of the reasons I bought it. Was there was no nicks, no scratches. The ways were exceptionally clean. Lead screw looked good. Most of the parts looked fairly good. I mean, it had been used. It's 85 years old, but the gears all look good. They weren't chipped. No teeth were missing. All the parts, for the most part, looked original. Those two oil caps on the headstock, I don't believe are original because I haven't seen another one like it. But I'll probably leave them on there. I will check the headstock for play and shim as necessary. I don't know if it's going to need it until I attach it and take a look at it. But I'll take it apart, clean it, oil it, put it back together. Either way. The shields for the bull gear and I don't know what the rear gear is called are behind the unit on the bench. So, like I said, this is new to me, and I'm just learning machining. I have a 3D printer. I'm fairly mechanically inclined. I'm planning on designing over the winter, and I'll share my design when I have it done. A CNC machine for doing aluminum. I have a design. I think it'll work in my head, so we'll find out if it works. That'll be a winter project. I did the 3D printer last winter, and I thought about doing it on the channel, but never did. So maybe I'll do an overview video of that for some time for people who want to see it. It's in my basement. I use it for making camera parts for doing time lapse and motion and things like that. That's one of the reasons why I wanted the lathe and the mill, was so I can prototype things out of plastic and then make them out of aluminum probably in the end, which would be far stronger. So yeah, it's gonna be a couple weeks before I get another video on this. We're going away on vacation again midweek, but this just popped up and I had to jump on it because I know 500 might be a lot in other areas of the country for this, but around here $500 isn't, and it probably would have sold within 24 hours. Yeah, anyone who knows anything about South Bend lathes, any pointers, I'm all ears. If you have a video of your own doing anything on them, and I really could use any training help at all. It's been a long time since shop class, 30 years ago. So yeah, I could use any help I can get. But until next time, thanks for watching.